Thank you for tuning in. My name is Suzanne and I'm going to talk about wrists in this video. Because a lot of my students and a lot of people I meet are suffering from wrist problems once they start practicing yoga, Pilates, calisthenics, any practice that requires them to bear body weight on their hands. So, in my experience, the two most important things, because the two most important errors that people are making are A, not opening their fingers wide, not spreading their fingers when they are placing them on the ground and putting weight on their hands. If you do not spread your fingers wide, you have less surface to distribute your body weight and you are less stable. Always spread your fingers wide open. That might be in downward facing dog, in plank, but also in a push-up. Always keep your fingers spread wide open. Keeping your fingers spread wide open also allows you to balance your body weight. So if you are trying to go into arm balances or into inversions on your hands, you will need your fingertips on the ground to balance out your body weight. Get used to that from the beginning. Spread your fingers wide open when you're doing what you're doing. Also in a 4-point base. Always do it. Tabletop position. And the second most common mistake, and also that is happening not only in yoga positions like downward facing dog, but also in push-ups and similar. Many people tend to bring more weight onto the outside of their wrist, lifting the thumb and the index finger from the ground, creating a little hollow space here, which is bringing a lot of tension on this part of the joint and can cause inflammations and pain. What we want to do in any practice, again, this is not specific to yoga, you always want to keep the majority of your body weight between the index finger and your thumb. So your index finger and your thumb are in contact with the ground and they remain in contact with the ground, whatever you do. Press them into your mat, into the ground. Turn your lower arm forward, rotate it outwards. That means this part, the back side of your elbow, is coming forward. And at the same time, shoulders back and down. So you will feel weight and pressure on your pinky finger, on the outside of your wrist, but you are counterbalancing this with your index finger and your thumb. I recommend that when you are practicing, look at your hands. I also experienced that a lot of people just don't look at their hands. They're close to your face usually in most of these exercises. So just look, make sure fingers are spread open, weight is here, you're not lifting the inside of your wrist. If you're doing that, you should generally be fine. On top, of course, it's important to warm up your wrists and to stretch the backside of your wrists, give them some relief when they've been really working a lot. So I recommend you're doing this exercise, bringing the backs of your hands together and then trying to lower your elbows down as far as comfortable for you to feel a pleasant stretch on the back line of your forearm and your wrist. During your practice or before your practice, you can easily integrate that as a little break during your practice, or you do it before as a warm-up. Second exercise that I really like and that I recommend as a warm-up actually for your wrists is to bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, bring your elbows together so your forearms are in contact, and then start drawing little circles with the wrists, one along the other. They remain in contact. So from the side, this is what this looks like. Looks like one arm only, okay? After a bit you switch direction, and the slower you are doing this, the more mindful you are doing this, the better. I invite you to close your eyes while you are doing this and really feel if there's one space, one location where maybe you want to hold a little longer because there's a little more tension. Feel free to do that. Number 3, the wave. That also looks very nice. Lift your left elbow. Shift your left your left wrist towards your right hand. And when you can't go any further, let your right elbow come down. Bring the palms of your hands together. Lift your right wrist and then right elbow up. And then again, left elbow, left wrist, palms together. Right wrist, right elbow, and so on. And you can do this in both directions, obviously. And also here, the closer your forearms are coming in the moment that your palms are closing, the nicer it is. And the more complete the movement is. And just do a few of these in each direction. They are also really warming up your wrists, but it's also a coordination exercise, so this is a very nice exercise in my opinion. And then last but not least, of course, very common, especially during yoga practice, come into a tabletop position, 4-point base, and then either turn one hand at a time at the back of the hand, shift your hips a little bit back and forward, just to get a stretch on the outside of your wrist and arm. And once you're complete here, wave at yourself, doing the little fists with the hand on the ground, and then switch sides. Do the same thing on the other side. Don't exaggerate. Wave at yourself. And you can do the waving in every direction and the stretching of your wrists in every direction. So actually also bringing your fingers towards each other. Same here. And then maybe in the other direction. Just try that out a bit. And once you're complete here, loosen your wrists. Again, one at a time. Shake it all out, and when you shake, be careful. Don't shake too violently, too quickly. Always mindful. And that's it. With these exercises, practiced regularly, and the alignment guidelines that I gave you before, you should be free of wrist pain. Thanks a lot. I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments, and see you soon.